What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms, Facebook? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk. And today I'm just going to give you an injury report of what's going on with our New York Giants. So tune in and let's get into it. All right. New York Giants Full Access. Big Pat Sports Talk in the building. And today we got to talk about our injury updates. Full access. I'm gonna give you guys updates on this team daily. Gonna start doing these videos daily to give you updates on this New York Giants football team. But today we're gonna be talking about some injury news with the New York Giants as far as us going into this last preseason game and heading towards the regular season. First, we're gonna start off with Shane Lemieux. It's been reported by a valuable source, Mr. Jordan Renan, that Shane Lemieux more than likely will not be ready by week one to start at the left guard position for us in week one. And we have some heavy O-line injuries. Shane Lemieux, the main guy that's on the injury list, he was projected to be the starting left guard for us. And more than likely, he won't be available week one, according to Brian Daboll reports, and Jordan Renan reported that this morning. And that's a major blow for us. I believe Shane Lemieux was having a great camp, and he showed up and he showed out, and he took that left guard position. Not only is Shane Lemieux injured, but we have Azudu, who's not going to be playing due to injury. Feliciano's been in and out the lineup. Matt Gano, he had the career-ending injury. We're on like our fifth or sixth center right now. It's not looking very good, but shout out to other offensive linemen that have stepped up and actually played pretty well, like Holden and Eric Smith and all those guys. They're performing, but we need our starters on this offensive line to be a half decent offensive line. So those injuries to our offensive line has been major. I reported that not too long ago, and I'm not going to say our worst fears are coming true as far as the injuries on the offensive line, but it's not looking good for us going into week one. We already have one starter that's not going to be available for week one. They pretty much predicted that he won't be, and looks like it's going to head towards more games into the season. So we might not see Shane Lemieux for a while. Looks like that toe injury or foot injury looked to turn out to be worse than what it really was. And then let's get to our edge rushers. Ojulari got some good news. It was a calf injury. It wasn't his hamstring, so that's very good. But now he's dealing with a calf. He actually got hurt doing wind sprints at the end of practice. How unlucky is that? Hurt his calf. They're saying he's day to day. They're going to continue to work on him. Hopefully he could be ready by week one. If not, then there's another prime player that we won't have week one. But with that calf injury, they're saying it's day to day, and we got about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to go into the regular season. So hopefully he can be good and get the treatment that he needs to be ready for week one. That's one of our pillars, one of the 4 pillars. Ojulari, Evan Neal, Andrew Thomas, and the other guy that got injured in the second preseason game due to a low block. It was legal. I prefer that they come up with a rule to stop it, but it was legal. It was within the tackle box, and Kayvon Thibodeaux should have did a little bit more to avoid it. But he's a rookie. He will learn. But Kayvon Thibodeaux with a sprained MCL said he could be out up to a month. So we might not see Kayvon Thibodeaux till about week 3. So we might be without 2 of our 4 pillars to this team in week 1. And the injury bug is just not good. You want to see Ojulari and Thibodeaux build that confidence within themselves week 1, week 2, week 3. But we might not see our 2 bookend edge rushers fully ready to go to about week 3 against the Cowboys. It's not extremely bad, but you do want to see those guys get to a fast start during the season. And you can't get a fast start if you're not even on the field. So unfortunately, Thibodeau and Ojulari are injured. Hopefully they can be back by week 1. They predicting that they can be back by week 1. But I'm telling you now, if they're not 100% ready to go, I hold them out until they're 100% ready to go, because we need those two guys to have any sort of type of good season on defense, because those are our two bookend edge rushers. And we need those guys, so we need them healthy. Don't put them back out there too early, and then they get injured and we lose them from the season, and then our season is pretty much done. Then we got other injury news with the receivers. Some good news at first. Shepard is back. He's not 100%. I don't know if he will be ready by week 1, because he's been out of practice for over 8 months, with a torn Achilles. Now it's crazy that he's back already on the field practicing after tearing his Achilles, and it was in the beginning of towards December, and he's already back. So that's a very good sign. Congratulations for him putting in the hard work, getting back in with the team to be able to be on the field. But there is some doubts that he won't be ready for week 1. Then we lost Colin Johnson to Achilles injury, the same injury. Sterling Shepard just came back. So we get a person back from Achilles, then we lose another receiver to Achilles. It's ridiculous. Kadarius Toney still day-to-day with his lower leg injury. It looks like it's a hamstring injury. These soft tissue injuries are really, really hurting his team. And more receiver news. We didn't lose, but Darius Slayton is not playing in preseason games because he has an undisclosed injury. And this injury front is getting bad, man. We just had to sign a kicker and another receiver because of injuries. We had to sign a kicker because Graham Gano is in concussion protocol, but he will be ready by week 1. Santos is just here to kick for the preseason game. And then we signed Tovian to come in and play receiver, because I believe the receiver's going to be on the field is probably going to be Richie James, Seals, Bachman, Tovian, the guy that we just signed from Baltimore. I forget his name. I'm sorry. If you guys know his name, put it in the chat. I forget it. I'm very bad with names. And then we signed the USFL receiver that was pretty fast, but he failed the physical, so we couldn't even get him signed. Our injury front is ridiculous, man. So we're gonna have to see about these injuries, man. And can these injuries derail our season? We've already seen what can happen with injuries, so there's no question that injuries can derail our season. But we have to preserve and we have to overcome these injuries, man. Hopefully we have a fully 90 to 95% squad ready to go as far as our starters in the season. Week 1, me personally, I rest all our guys for this last preseason game, and just let's see what these backups can do. And we've lost some backups. We lost Dane Belton. We did release Andrew Adams. As far as roster news, we did release Andrew Adams. His return is short come. I think we like Yusuf Corker and Thompson and Love and Zimenez at the safety position, and Dane Belton. So, Belton is probably going to start the season on the PUP list. So, injury and roster news, that's about it with the injury and roster news. Our injuries have been piling up. Johnson, the backup center, he's trying to get back in there, but like I said, we're on our 4th and 5th center. Hopefully Feliciano is back fully, and hopefully he stays, because he's just been in and out the lineup. And it's crazy because we need our offensive line to be very good. Oh, also some other roster front, we did release, put Ricky Seals-Jones on injury reserve. And we released Akins. So we have Tanner, Myrick, Austin Allen, and Daniel Bellinger. Our tight end room is going to be extremely young this year, with Tanner being the only guy with about 4 to 5 years experience, but he really hasn't had too much experience as far as production. So we'll see what this tight end position looks like. We might have 2 rookies and 1 second-year guy on this roster as our 3 starting tight ends, and we'll see how that goes into the season. There was a Matt Breida sighting. He may be back healthy, and I'm interested in seeing exactly what happens with Matt Breida. Does he play this last preseason game? Because if he does, that means he's playing for a job. If he doesn't play, that means more than likely he's made the team and he's the second running back on this roster. But me personally, I put him out there because Gary Brightwell, Jashaun Corbin, and Antonio Williams have been balling. And those guys deserve a very good look to see if they can make this roster. But this has been New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk, your injury and roster report for today. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to join the Big Blue crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk, hit that big blue join button in the description. And come talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk and support the channel. Thank you guys. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers. I can't be more excited and more happy and more appreciative of you guys watching these videos and subbing up these videos and hitting the like button, getting Big Pat Sports Talk on the map with this Giants content. I'm going to continue to bring you guys the heat. Look forward to this season. We're going to have a blast, and hopefully we will have a good record. Shout out to G Nation Inside Sports, aka Big Blue Lou, hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark last night. Tune into that stream. We had very, very good fun on that stream. Proud of my guy. 2 members of the Big Blue Crew founders are at 1,000 subscribers, and we hit that within a year. I am so appreciative of you guys, man. Thank you guys. And until the next episode of New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk, peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.